Can someone type to me, is my audio clear? Is my audio clear and my slides are visible? If that's fine, then we shall start off. I need more yes, 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 yes. Okay. My slides are changing. Okay. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Let's start off with CA testis, the second malignancy of the day. Okay. Risk factors of CA testis. White male with cryptorchidism with a family history of CA testis and personal history of testis cancer, or someone who is having a GCNIS. Campbell's categorically mentions the 5 well-established risk factors for CA testis. Potential for MCQ. You can be given anything else than this one. Established risk factors for CA testis, these 5. Most commonly, they touch upon the race. White race is higher risk than African Americans. White is more than white. I would say for you to remember, white balls are more prone to be a risk factor for CA testis than the black ones. Okay. What is the pathogenesis? The arresting of the primordial germ cells or the gonocytes that fail to differentiate into the pre-spermatogonia. The failed gonocytes or the primordial germ cells, they remain dormant until puberty. When at the time of puberty, they are exposed to the testosterone and they are stimulated, as a result of which GCNIS occurs. The new Campbell as well as the new WHO definition and the new AJCC, it uses the word GCNIS rather than ITGCN, which was used previously. So you can find a question in which the first option could be ITGCN and the next option could be GCNS. The latest terminology is germ cell neoplasia in situ. The germ cell neoplasia, it can finally evolve into a germ cell tumor. What is the etiology? Testis cancer is largely attributed to, just like I had told you in prostate cancer, Kull effect. Kull effect has resulted in a increasing and later on a decreasing and overall a fluctuating picture in the CA prostate. Birth cohort effect has been implicated in the increased incidence of CA testis, which implies that diet and other environmental factors, they play an important role in the GCT carcinogenesis. So it has been suggested that early exposure to endocrines, which are disrupting chemicals, can cause a GCT. The incidence of GCT, as I had told you, is higher in Caucasians and it's lowest in the blacks. Lowest in the blacks. I told you it's lowest in the black ones. So remember, Kull effect is related to the CA prostate. Birth cohort effect is related to the CA testis, right? Okay. Let's go to the next slides. Okay. Kull effect, CA prostate. Birth cohort effect is CA testis. Oh, my slides aren't changing, right? Venki. Ravina Venki. Okay. What is testicular dysgenesis syndrome? It's mentioned new in the Campbell 12th edition in a detail. In the 11th, it's been a very small manner. And the testicular dysgenesis syndrome, it is basically a testicular cancer associated with other reproductive disorders. MCQ again. Component of testicular dysgenesis syndrome include all except the 3 components are 4 components are testicular CA, hypospadias, undescended testis, and subfertility. You can be given a 4th option, something unrelated, like unrelated, like CA prostate can be given. So testicular dysgenesis, the 3 components are hypospadias, cryptorchidism, and subfertility. It is caused due to environmental or lifestyle factors, or could be genetic factors also. The most important thing is that prenatal estrogen exposure. It's an said to be a risk factor. However, it's controversial. Reduction in androgen activity can result in features of testicular dysgenesis syndrome, but a direct link between reduced androgen signaling and GCNS is still not proven, and it's still hypothetical. What you need to remember from the slide is that components of testicular dysgenesis syndrome. And the most important thing next is the mothers of children with testis cancer. I am stressing you again. The mothers have found to be having higher levels of toxic compounds like polychlorinated biphenyls. It is the mothers, not the testis cancer affected patient. So they have done a study. This can be a potential MCQ. Conventionally, you would think that the patient should be having these elevated levels, but in the various tests that studies that have been done, mothers of the children with testis cancer have been found to have high levels of organic pollutants compared to a mother whose child was not having a CA testis. Prior exposure of a patient, not mother, prior exposure of a patient to a organochloride pesticide. Prior exposure to an organochloride pesticide, as well as firefighting and aircraft industries. Aircraft or firefighting industries, they are at risk of developing. Chromosome 5, chromosome 6, and chromosome 12 have been implicated. c-KIT ligand mutation is associated with an increased risk of CA testis. It is because gonocytes, they depend upon the c-KIT ligand, which is located on chromosome 12 for its survival. So isochrome 12 or increased number of copies of genetic material on chromosome 12, it is a universal finding in post-pubertal testicular cancer. Okay. Exception to this is that spermatocytic tumor. This is an MCQ again. Previously, it used to be called as spermatocytic seminoma, but now it is called as spermatocytic tumor. All GCTs, they have 12p isochromosome except spermatocytic tumor. 80% GCTs have isochrome 12p. The remaining 20%, they need a FISH technique to detect the 12p increased 12p sequences. So after seeing the genetic and environmental etiologies, let us proceed to the GCNAS. A very frequently asked topic and most confusing to many people. GCNAS, it has been previously called as ITGCN. Most of the germ cell tumors arise from the GCNAS. It is a precursor lesion. What are the exceptions? Prepubertal germ cell tumors, teratomas, dermoid cyst, or spermatocytic tumors, also called previously as spermatocytic seminomas. GCNAS is present in the adjacent testicular parenchyma in 90% of patients having germ cell tumor. So if a patient has a 3 centimeter tumor in the lower pole, has just admit a patient is having a 3 centimeter tumor in the lower pole, and the upper pole of the testis is free of any tumor. In this patient, the upper pole has a 90% chance of being positive for a GCNAS. So in a patient whom you are doing a partial orchidectomy, keep in mind the remaining testis is at risk of having GCNAS. It is associated with 50% risk in the remaining testis, which is having GCNAS. It is associated with 50% risk of germ cell tumor within 5 years, and the risk increases to 70% in 7 years. And in 9% of germ cell tumors having GCNAS,